Fusebox back with Magnum Quest again because I really can't get enough of this game. Love it. So we're going to talk about Ione because most people are starting out right now. There's a huge influx in the game, including myself. You're going to get her. You're going to get her by progressing through your first week or even less. I've only been playing, I think, 5 days. This is the kind of champion that's going to change your game. There will be times you'll want to bring her in, maybe pull her out of your team, but she can definitely carry you. So in this game, you're typically going to have one person you're really working on that can carry you through the game. Probably somebody that does good damage, has some survivability, somebody that can kind of be your carry until you start building up many heroes out of many factions. A lot of people go for Ares. They even offer some deals. Like, I'm not paying $100 for 2 copies of him, but if you're lucky enough to get a few copies of him, he's great for that. But what does Ione do for you? This is the exact type hero you want to pair up with your carry hero. So let's go ahead and check out what she does. Jungle Protection. This it does some attack damage over 6 seconds on the entire enemy team. That's great. The damage does add up. It's not really what she's about. But after the damage stops, she entangles the entire enemy team, which basically does a little bit more, 110% of her attack damage, but then it basically works like a stun for 1 second. Doesn't sound like much, but every time you stop somebody for 1 second, it gives you a chance to heal up that big damage dealer that's almost dead. It keeps them from using their ultimate moves. It's definitely the kind of thing that slows the entire enemy team down. As you level this up, she also becomes immune while she's doing this to any control effects against her, which is great. That means they can't interrupt this. And she has tough skin, which means she'll take 25% less damage. That's great. And even further down the line, she'll do even more damage. Not such a big deal. So she also has Jungle's Protection. This puts a shield up on one friendly unit who has the lowest HP. It blocks 4 incoming enemy attacks. Then it actually does attack damage, basically like a reflect damage or counterattack against the last person that made an attack. But when it's done, the most beautiful part, it puts Entangle up for 2 seconds on that enemy. So it protects them from 4 enemy attacks, does a little bit of damage against them, and then stops them in their tracks for 2 more seconds. As this increases, it gets better. She can block 6 enemy attacks, and it will put this shield up on 2 allies instead of 1. So this is definitely worth building her up for. This is a pretty big, you're stopping 2 people in their tracks and protecting 2 friendly allies against attacks. So that's kind of a big jump once you get her up to 252, 251. Also, Lurking Seeds. She throws a seed into 1 enemy unit. Once she uses Jungle Fury, then it will activate that seed, doing damage again and entangling them for 3 seconds. Yet another way to stop, slow, or stun the enemy team. The seed only lasts 10 seconds, and then she'll go and throw another one out. As this increases, the damage increases. And also, she can put the seed inside 2 enemy units simultaneously. That is a big deal too. That means 2 entanglements for 3 seconds coming out of it. And then finally, the damage will increase again. But that is not all she does. So you get the picture. She's doing damage with everything she does, but it's more about the entanglements and the protection that you get. And then this one is even better. When a friendly unit receives fatal damage, instead of dying, they become enveloped in vines for 6 seconds. They recover 5% of their total max HP per second. It can only be used once per battle, but as you level this up, they gain 8% max HP per second, and this can happen twice in one battle. You could save somebody from death twice once she reaches 276. So that's a long ways off for a lot of us, but it's definitely worth building her out for. So she's going to be absolutely handy in so many places. She's one of the characters that gets skins. It's a cool looking skin. I think you just flat out buy these, I believe. Yeah, you buy them. I don't think there's any benefit to them, but just figured I'd mention it. She has a skin and it is pretty cool looking. So if you're into that, so let's see where she isn't such a big deal, where she helps you out a ton. So in the campaign, going through these, the dungeons, absolutely going to be a big piece of your team. So I should be able to maybe push 1 or 2 more. I'm clearly outmatched But she's the key. Like, Ares is doing all the damage. I'm getting buffed up by Harry here. I do love Harry. I've got a lot of attack coming out of Sir, and then I've got my healer over here trying to keep everybody alive. Her job is to help keep them alive a little bit longer until that heal comes through. So watch her right here. As we start taking damage, she's throwing seeds out. This is actually going really well. So the shield went out once. The entanglement, you see that? That's a big deal. They're just sitting there wrapped up in vines while we're still attacking. It just locks out the team, locks out the enemy team just enough to keep everybody moving forward. So she could definitely help you push a stage or two while you're progressing. Let's see. Let's go over one more. Let's see. We might find a case where we need to take her out, because I see Goat Girl. Goat Girl does big damage, and if she doesn't die soon, hopefully we'll be able to save him right there. Block physical damage came from her. Whew, this is looking rough. It's looking rough. But if we can entangle them enough to keep Ares alive, there we go. He's almost got her down. Goat Girl's got to go. Everybody's wrapped up in vines. You see how amazing it works. So she pairs up really well, not only with your main damage dealer, but with another healer. Her heals, it's more about protection and clutch moments, so you still want to heal her with her. But you're going to get her. Play the game, you're going to get her. And I'm telling you, she's going to take you a long ways. So most of her effect comes from her level, and the star rating is just going to help sturdy her up, get more attack damage out of her. But she is worth building out. She really is worth building out. But if you're really trying to push one or two other heroes, you can use her just like she is. She's going to do an amazing job. So let's real quick. Okay, so Arena. She clearly could be clutch in Arena. But like things like the let's go into these bosses. You go once you unlock the Demons challenge. So when you come in here, this is where she doesn't shine so much. You're trying to get the trophy so you can quick run these every day, and you're trying to move down and beat the bigger bosses. I can't unlock this yet, so I don't know. Will it let me run it? I don't want to quick run it. Have I beat all of them? I've already beat them all. I just want to battle it without. Okay, so you have to have one that you have not got the golden trophy on to not quick run it, apparently. But in here, you're not going to be able to entangle bosses. So all you're going to get out of her is that clutch shield right before death, which can be handy, but you're probably going to want to try. A lot of these, you have to beat them within 90 seconds to get the golden trophy. She's not going to be so big of a deal here or on like the guild boss. The guild boss, you've only got a limited amount of time to do as much damage as you can. You're going to try to bring one good healer and a lot of damage. So that's probably not where you want to use her, but Arena for sure. She could do a great job in the Arena. Let's collect some of these rewards here. So, especially when you're like outmatched, which I am all the time. Let's see. We'll just go for the weakest team we can find. And it's really not all that weak, but they've got her up to. We should have them beat. It looks like Sir is going to be our biggest threat. If we can entangle Sir, that should get us right through this fight. If we can keep her off of our back, I should have threw a haste hero in so we could entangle before she does, because she's going to do the same thing we are, and there it comes. So she entangled our whole back line. We returned the favor, so it's kind of a net zero here, right? But you can see why they're using her and why we're using her as well. But it looks like we absolutely are going to be able to break through. We're going to be able to break through, get to her, take her down. So here we go again. Everything she does comes with that entangle. I've got Harry. He can throw out a stun. It's almost all the control you need. Definitely one of the coolest heroes that they let you get just for completing your dailies or whatever it is and getting her. And we got us a nice reward. All right, we'll take that. So I just wanted to go over her, how I'm getting my use out of her. She's definitely a good champion, and if you're stuck somewhere, she could change your outcome for sure. You might be thinking, well, I really want to keep this buffer or this damage dealer in there to get this job done. But putting her in, telling you, those 1, 2, and 3 second stuns, the entanglement definitely makes a difference. So I wouldn't overlook her. She's pushed me way farther than I probably should be, and I'm probably going to be able to push a little bit further. She also comes in very handy in these raids, these campaign raids. She's really, really handy in here as you're trying to build your team, strengthen them up. It starts out tough until you start getting those treasures and starting to get new artifacts to make your team stronger and heal up. She can get you through it. And if you get strong enough, you can take her out and put in another damage dealer or control champion. But it's hard to beat somebody that can lock up a team like that. So I just wanted to go over her, how she's helping me. Definitely worth putting some love into. I'm actually considering taking her up to 2-star gold. I have what I need to do it, but I'm more concerned with who I'm not sure who I'm going to build out in my. Yeah, I definitely have enough. I could do it right here, but I'm trying to build up these silvers into golds so that I can take other people up. But they're in the right faction. You know what? She's good enough. She's good enough. So I'll probably go back and try to beat that stage one more time. Anyways, take your reward. I hope. Once you get her, she should definitely make a change on your account. You won't always need her on your team, but when you do, she's there for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, enjoy the grind.